What's up, guys? All right, just kind of make some little adjustments here. All right, let's get some music on. Excuse me. Good morning, guys. I'm trying to decide which way. We're kind of stuck in the middle. I think if I had to choose this morning, I like the longs. I like the longs back above the 92. It looks like we got a little head and shoulders popping off right here. Break out above this little 15-minute range. I hope it doesn't pop here early. So we're going to be trading the Fidelis account on Quad Tower and my funded Apex account over here on Ninja. So I may have to switch in between Ninja and Quad Tower. This is what Quad Tower charts look like if you're kind of new to Quad Tower. I'm not that great trading with Quad Tower. I'm still kind of in the works with trading with Quad Tower. But the charts look nice and clean though. Let me turn this down. I couldn't hear myself talk. That dude was so loud. So I like the long back above the 90 and 800s. All right. So I just wanted to show you, if you just see the charts change, you know that we're on Quad Tower charts. Let's see. So if we move to the upside, our only target up, which is fairly close, is going to be the London high. Let me pull this up here so it's easy to see. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. So if we break the London lows and continue selling down, if you see a lot of your bears coming in, we could possibly target these Asia lows all the way back down to 675. So the better move would be back to the downside just because we have a target. And also down there to the PM low. So this was kind of what I was saying yesterday when I got off right before lunch. I said more likely we're probably going to take out the AM highs. And as you can see, we did. We pretty much pushed up all the way through lunch till we took out those AM highs from earlier that morning. And then we just kind of consolidated forever. So I feel like definitely better targets to the downside this morning. So longs back above the 90 and 800s, and shorts are going to have to get below 750. We just have to wait and just see what kind of volume we get when it's that time. Being a day after a holiday, some days after the holidays can be kind of choppy. So just kind of be aware of that also. We could just get some choppy price action today. I don't think I checked the news this morning. Let me check that real quick. So for our news, we use investment.com. So for news, just go to investment.com and just go over to tools, select economic calendar, and you can just scroll down and see what kind of news we have this morning. Which it doesn't look like we really have anything that's going to be like a big market mover this morning. The only thing that may move the market a little bit is at 1 o'clock today, and that's the 10-year note auction. And usually that's about 2 minutes after it releases. So it'll release at 1, then about a minute or two later, you'll see the move. I hate that the long is so close to the opening. I just don't know if we're going to get one of those, like we're just ripped straight up and you're really not going to have a chance to jump in. It doesn't let you get like to where it just barely or gradually takes over that area. So it could just be straight up. I'm going to mark it out green so that then for shorts, kind of need to get below the 56. Ah, shit. Then we'll mark this one red. All right. So below or above these lines are kind of what I'm looking for shorts and longs. And I'm thinking it may take a time or two to get through this just because there's that consolidation right here. So we could get a nice bounce here, then rip back up. So this could be a nice bounce area. What do we got? 5 more minutes. So 5 more minutes still. Friday was a red day for me because we got trapped in a trade and I over leveraged. Yesterday was a good day and hopefully the green will continue. So for the last 7 days, we've been all green except one day. So 5 out of the 6 days we've been green, at least for this month. which I knew what my mistake was, so we won't make that mistake again. Yeah, so I've been trying to do a better job at keeping of it because I basically lost and funded in 2 evals on Monday. So it was a pretty crappy day. Then we passed another eval yesterday, so we got the funded count, one of the funded accounts back that we lost, but it still sucks to lose a funded, but we got it back. So that's kind of what the trading journey looks so far this week. I don't know if any of you guys traded yesterday, but the market was pretty tough to trade first thing yesterday morning. I have some kind of like Christmas music or something playing in the background. I can't tell where it comes from. Oh, it's a commercial. I was trying to listen to some Alice in Chains, and I was like, where's this music coming from? I wish YouTube would let me play music in the background so we have something to listen to. All right, guys, we got about 2 minutes left, and we are trading. If you're new with joining us, we are trading on the 5 minutes. The chart you're looking at is the NASDAQ on the 5 minutes. I know they let you trade. I know somebody lets you trade music on TikTok, but this first little white square box that you see, this is actually the New York market opens at 9 o'clock. So this is the first 15 minutes. And that's usually a really good indicator for a nice like reversal into that. Like you'll find support, and you can either look for shorts and longs at either the top or bottom of this box. All right, less than 50 seconds to go. I'm kind of hoping we get a bounce here at the 50s. Honestly, this is where I'd like to see our bounce at. Then just rip back up to the upside. All right, between the 50s and 70s would be the... I'd like for us to run these London highs up there at the 20s, 30s. All right, there's the 56. There's the bounce off of that 56. But it's still early in the morning, so I don't know if you'll get anything off of that. I'd really hate to jump into that too early and it whips all the way back up. Really need to wait for a candle to print here. It's just going to go straight down through 56. I just can't jump in that, guys. It's so hard to jump in on that first 5 minute candle. You really need to see a print candle, then a pullback. At least I'm hoping we get a print candle. Whew. If we can get a pullback, we got a target down at 678. We just got to have some kind of pullback here. So what we're going to do here is once this candle prints, we're going to pull the Fibonacci here and look for the 50% pullback. And we're going to run 678 before we even jump in, guys. It's like straight down. Man, I wanted us to break the 56 area. That was my short area, but it's so hard to jump in on momentum candles like this because that's usually where you get yourself in trouble when you're just kind of FOMOing into it without some kind of pullback. We could also get a nice bounce out of the 70s here too. $15. So whenever this next candle prints, if this is the bottom of this candle, you want to see a pullback in between 20 and 30 and that area to hold for the continuous, for us to continue down. And that would be your 50% pullback there, or 40 to 50% pullback. Oh no, it's going to run that first. Come on. It's going to run those. It just ran those. You might be able to long off of this right here. Because that was the London low. Most of the time, we get like a big pullback off the London low. Dude, what a boner candle to the downside. Ugh. I might have gotten in a little late on this. Wanted to be in a little bit earlier, but we're going to see if we can squeeze it up there to the 20s. It may just continue down here. 78 is the bottom of that Asia low. I didn't know if we would squeeze from the bottom of that Asia low here at 78. It's kind of hard to get long or short here, guys. I don't know if we just, well, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle. Let's see if this 5-minute candle prints below 78. I know. So I was like, why do my charts look so weird on this page? I was looking at the 5-minute chart. I mean, the 2-minute chart. I thought my charts looked kind of weird. Dude, this thing's just still just. Unfortunately, we missed that whole move down, guys. It was just so hard to jump in that. I'm trying to think if we lose. I wouldn't mind seeing another retest of that 78. Maybe we can run all the way down to 600 here. Run the PM session lows. Can't just jump in this, guys, because you know what happens if we jump in? It'll just rip our face back off and rip back up. Like I said, I kind of like to see us run the 606 here. That would be, like I said, your New York PM session. And you also kind of have the 630 as your lunchtime high. So there's a lot of consolidation there here at 42. A lot of consolidation between here and 600 also. A lot of consolidation here. I think it's going to take us a few to get through all of this consolidation between 650 and 600. I don't think it's going to be a clean move down. It's going to be a constant just hit, bounce type price action. Damn, 99. Hopefully no one's stuck in a short, I mean a long. Yeah, there's just not really anything to do here, guys, unless we get some kind of pullback. The buyers look like they're trying to step in, but it's still, the sellers are still in charge. If you're looking at your volume profile chart. Yeah, there's nothing worse than when you miss the move. Like I said, it's so hard to catch these daggers down like this. Just because I was looking for a short below 56, but I wanted to see a print candle. But man, here's the 600s. Did we get a nice little bounce out of the 600s here? Man. So we just ran the New York low. Then we also got the AM low, lunchtime low, all the way down at 508. But we got to have some kind of pullback here, guys. Can't just can't jump in. Trying to see if we're going to get a little, well, shoot. Dang. This is devastating here, guys. Like, it just offers no entry at all this morning. Just complete dump off. It's almost like I'm thinking we go to the 512. That's the lunchtime low, and that's almost where we opened up yesterday, down at the 486. Now, if this thing can break back above the 10 here, we should get a nice push. But if the 10 and that holds, we're going to continue lower because that's your 50% pullback. What's up, believer? Man, it looks like we're just going to keep going. If we can't get back above the 610 area, we're probably going to continue selling down. It's trying to It's trying to kick back down. I think back above that 10 level, we should squeeze up. But we got to get back above 610 here. Here's that 50% mark here. Got 27 seconds left on this new candle here. That's also at the bottom of the New York session at 606. Whoa. It's the 5-minute time frame. And this thing's probably just going to dump. I definitely feel like we could possibly run all the way down to 508. Man. Yeah, there's just not a lot to do right now, guys. Just to kind of just sit on our hands and wait. We already missed our entry. If you look up there and see that red line, that was actually my short. But it sold right through. It wasn't like not like a little dump. It was just a complete sell-off. So it was really hard to just jump in that. So we're about to have a new 1 hour candle here. Also. Whew. Come on, 5-minute squeeze, baby, squeeze. Yeah. The 5-minute didn't squeeze like I was hoping it would. Believer, did you have any overnight trades last night? You didn't trade last night? Yeah, I completely missed our trade today. It was so hard for me to jump in on the boner candle straight down. My short was at 56 today, but like I said, we completely missed it. There's just no way for me to grab that short off of 56. I don't know if we can get a short here off the around the 660s, the 680s. Or I didn't know if this would be like a 3 candle salute here. Yeah, I know we pushed that London. I just know we have the other previous markets from yesterday that I didn't know if we would push through. I think right now we may look for a short off of this 81 area. I may take it from the backside though, where we don't follow it up, but just place it as it, see if it bounces off that area first. For longs, we'll kind of need to get back above the 700 level. Oh, man. It's getting a nice little push. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do it this way or, like I said, come up from the backside. Yeah, I'm just looking for like a 10-point pullback, 10 to 20 points, believer. I got to make sure this is set up right. Yeah. Because we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, possible 4 or 5 green candles. And we'll keep a short stop loss on this too. This is the 9 EMA here. So we're stuck at the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes. I'm hoping this won't be the pullback. I hope we get a little bit more. Take out the bottom of those candles. It might be a... Dang, this might be the short here. That could be a just complete dump here. Because that was like 3 or 4 candles here. God, I hope not. Want it to pull back a little bit more. Yeah. That was a nice little bear flag setup, guys. Yeah. I just couldn't pull the trigger. Man, these almost pay all the time. I don't know. I should have taken that, but I hesitated on the short, and you should have been short at the 20. Yeah, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, man. I was looking for another funded trade. That's what almost pulled the trigger. I wanted it to go up to 80 for a target to have this decent pullback, but it just did not get up there. So we're about 20 points away. Almost any time that you'll get like a 3 to like 4 candle pullback on the 5-minute, most of the time the bear flag will work out, or bull flag. Unfortunately, we haven't made a lot of profit on the funded today. We're only up 30 bucks. We tried to take that one long earlier on this pullback, and like I said, we only got 30 bucks off of that. The one eval that I'm trading on Quant Hour, we're up 168. So the better trade came with the eval, but we were in a little heavier. And that's on the, what account is that? The Perdeus. Yeah, Perdeus is what it's called. Perdeus was running a really good sale yesterday where you could get evals for $8 for anybody that I don't think it's continued. I think they're back down to 80%, but they were like 90% or better yesterday. So you could get an account for $8 yesterday. So pretty cheap. Unfortunately, I don't feel like we're going to get another setup, like for a big setup, and probably till closer to lunchtime, because we're going to have to like move back up and cross over that 1 hour support level. So I just feel like we're going to be kind of sitting here for a while. I hate when we have this type of price action. You get the one big move right there at opening, and then the rest of the day it's like this. The rest of the morning it's just garbage. You're just sitting there just chopping around. Yeah, for a long setup, we would have to get back above the 700s. So the only thing about that cheap per Deus account, it only allows, like, it's a static account. So basically, you start off with only like a $500 drawdown, so you can't trade it heavy. You got to go in pretty light, like somewhat light, and it's just a 25K account. Nah, I don't want to put that up there. Yeah, so you got to make 26,500, which is basically $1,500. But the more money you make, the larger your drawdown comes. So we're going to be up 130 today so far if we don't take any more trades. So now our drawdown is up to 631. So you can't go in heavy on it. So just 1 or 2 micros, probably max, is probably going to be ideal for that account. Anything over like 5 or 10 micros, you can really get yourself in trouble, and it'll just blow $500 up like nothing. I think 50 points if you went in with 5 micros. Right? Yeah. Yep. 5. Then one micro, if you went in one mini, 25 points. So so if you're just joining us, like I said, there's just not really a lot to do here, guys. We pretty much got to sit on our hands. We missed our short opportunity. I was looking for a short off of 80, but we only got up to about 61. So I was hoping we would get a little bit more up there to the 80s for another bounce, kind of like what we had yesterday, but we just could not get up there. There's still a lot of sell orders sitting in that area, so we could still get a nice bounce here off the 80s. We'll see what the price action looks like. We may just do like a come in from the kind of the backside. Did anybody take any the short this morning? Did anybody was able to get in that? So if you're just joining us, guys, we're kind of just sitting on the sidelines because we're kind of in the consolidation at the moment. We missed the big sell-off this morning. I had it marked out where I wanted to get short at this morning, but it just blew right through and it was so hard to just jump in that. So this is why I had that red line sticker this morning, because I was planning on taking shorts below the 56, but the candle went so fast that I don't like jumping into these candles, because a lot of times these are the kind of candles you get trapped in. So a lot of times you'll think it's going to continue, and what it'll do is just wick right back up, and you're kind of screwed. We're doing good today, Nestor. We were able to find a couple small little trades. Unfortunately, didn't make a lot on the funded this morning. We're only up $30 on the funded, so super small. That one account that I told you about yesterday that I was going to start trading, the Padeas, that one that only costs like $8. We're up 131 today for that one, or 168 total, but time you take out fees and stuff, 131. But I had to trade that one with a little bit of cautious because you only get like $500 in drawdown. It's a static account. So whatever money you make, the larger your drawdown gets. So you only start off with a $500 drawdown, and the more money you make, the larger it gets. I will still look for a short off of that 80 if we get back up there, because I think it would even be a little bit better because you'll have that 21 EMA sitting there. Hopefully it's kind of like the 190 touch that we took yesterday, where it sold down like 100 points. But we'll see what happens at the 80 when it pushes back up there. I figure you got this here. You got this area here for that 80 touch. So you got this big downward sell candle plus this little candle. So you got some nice wicks in this area. So that's kind of where we're looking for the short here off of that 680. If for some reason we get back up there. What about you, Nestor? Did you take any trades today? Oh, not yet. Yeah, this has been a pretty tough market, and also this is also pretty normal the day after news. I'm just going to sit on the sidelines. Yeah, I feel like we got room to move down. Were you here yesterday where I said if we sell through the one area, it probably goes back up? Remember how we were talking about the ICT kill zones yesterday? So we got the AM New York low yesterday back down at 507. So I was thinking maybe we would make a push to the 507s. So right now we're kind of bouncing out of the PM session. That's kind of what we're hitting. That's what's stopping us go up. So here's that AM session. Remember I said yesterday on that AM session, more likely we'll continue up. We'll probably rerun the New York AM. And we did by what, 12:20? We were back above the New York AM session. So I didn't know if we push down, we can maybe target the 500s. But it's just all about trying to find an entry that kind of makes sense without getting trapped. And you also have your, what is that? Point of control here also. This orange line you see is point of control. And I think that's where like most of the volume is sitting at right now. So you kind of like got like a 50-50 between the buyers and sellers right here. But on the bottom side, the buyers are in control. I'm just going to sit here and be patient, sit on my hands so I don't get myself in trouble. I may take a small short off that 80 area if we push back up to the 80s here. Only 2 micros though. So if it pushes through, the most we're probably going to risk is $40 if it does pushes through. Or we could do it the other way where we kind of just come in from behind it and take the short on the pullback instead of just letting it hit our target, then at the mercy of the market. And then you can drop it about 5 points away from it. And then you can use that 80, 81 as your stop loss. That way you don't have to have such a big stop loss. So basically what I would do is just go and put a sell order in and wait for it to hit in this area and already have my sell order kind of coming in behind it. And as soon as I know it's going to hit and starts pulling back, we just drop our sell order. And then you can kind of use the top of that previous candle as your stop loss. Like yesterday, I didn't do that. Yesterday, I just put the order on there. And that was at that 90 area yesterday. Yeah, this is the type price action that you can just get trapped in. I wonder what the 1 hour candle looks like. I bet you the 1 hour candle looks pretty nasty right now. I've got nothing but a big old wick. Or we can pull fib on this candle and see if what the Fibonacci is going to be on this 1 hour candle. So it's already back to the 50%. So do you just tempt a long back below 600? I mean, that's the 50% pullback on that 1 hour candle. It wouldn't be an entry I would take for funded, but like eval trade maybe, but not funded. Wouldn't mind seeing a push to the lows here. Push 1 hour candle. Push. No. What do y'all think? We possibly go all the way back up there to the 80 here. This thing pushes up. We could go all the way back up to the 80. The National Problem Gambling Hotline? Maybe, if someone has a trouble with the gambling. Kind of targeting that lows over there. Man, 460s. Come on, 490 here. Be nice for us to rerun these lows again. Like I said, we are trading our Prodeus eval over here on our Quantower charts. If I'm not sure, I don't usually say about what my entries are just because I wasn't sure if we're going to continue down. I put that line here at the bottom of this. Once we broke below this previous close of this 1 hour candle, we put in a sell order. You can kind of see. I was anticipating the 80 pullback. That's the 50% of that 1 hour candle up there, but I'm at least take 50 points out of this, or at least 40 points, so we don't take 0. But if you're looking at this hourly chart, you can see we pulled back into the 40% of this total move, like 38% on that Fibonacci that I pulled a while ago. And where I put this blue line was the close of this 1 hour candle. And kind of when we start breaking that 1 hour candle is where I got short at. But like I said, this is just an eval trade. Oh, it's already stopped me out. I wouldn't take it like on a funded trade or anything like that. So we're trading the eval a little aggressive since it's like an $8 eval. Man, I was really hoping we rerun those lows. So if you're going to use Perdeus, you have to pretty much use Quantower. Their charts look nice and clean. If you like nice, clean charts, I just took off the background. We're just making all black background with your candlesticks. What do we get down to 20? Yeah, we still haven't had no inside bar today. If we get the inside bar, we will take that on the eval. I'm going to be targeting those 80s up there, Nestor. Kind of like the 90s yesterday. I'm going to be looking for that 80 pullback. I mean, man, this is like a 100-point rip back up. This is just insane. Unfortunately, our funded account setup this morning, Nestor, was that short of the 56. I put the red line on there pre-market, but like I said, it just boner candled through there. I had my red line sit here for the sell-off, and it just happened so fast that there's just no way for me to jump in. Whenever I say I'm taking eval trades, those are more or less I think trades. So there's different trades that I'll take between funded and evals. I don't know if we get that pullback this morning up to that 80 or not. I would like to see an 80 hit then just dump off like 100 points. How you doing today, Stress? And I'm okay if we cannot find another setup for our eval. Like I said, we're up 228 on this brand new eval. This is that Prodeus account that I was telling you about from yesterday. This is also a good day to get chopped up to if you don't get a good entry. What it is, if it's so easy on days like this to get caught and trapped, either a long or a short. And that's just because we're consolidating back and forth. So it'll be very easy to buy at the bottom of the box or at the top of the box. You think we're gonna have the breakout and it stops right here. And then you're stuck in a like 50, 60 point pullback. And if you're over leveraged, it'll just jack your account up. Sometimes it's just better to go in small and add to your excuse me, and add to your winner. Nestor, did you see that long back above that, what is it, 612 or 712 yesterday, where I was like, if you get long back above this, it should go. And it squeezed pretty good. I wish I was at home to take that, but I wasn't on the charts. It may be time to go get some coffee, listen to some music, and just be patient here, guys, and wait. I'm going to try to wait for the lunchtime pullback today, if we can. But we'll have to just sit here for a couple hours. Or I may get up for a few minutes, then come back. Oh, you got some more profit yesterday in the PM session? Nice. Yeah, we had that nice push up yesterday, but I wasn't here. Yeah, right now, if you look at your hourly chart, we just have no volume on this hourly chart. It's just super dead. Oh, super dead. I'm hoping if we wait till lunch, we can get a nice, what do you want to call it? A nice funded trade after lunch. Unless for some reason in the next hour or so we push up to the 80. I want to say this is also is that the 9? Oh, that's the 9:15. That's got a wrong time period on that indicator. All right. So the bottom of that 15-minute range, the opening 15-minute, is that, oh, shoot, that's wrong time again. I think it's, yeah. I was trying to fix my indicator. I had the wrong time frame on there. How you doing, Francisco? MJ100. Right now, the market's just pretty much dead, guys. We're just kind of consolidating. It's going to be one of those mornings we probably consolidate all the way till lunchtime. There's not going to really be a lot to do just sitting here. We did not make very much on the funded account today. Like I said, we only up 30 bucks on the funded. Very low this morning. So 30 bucks on the funded account. So I will take a funded trade if we push back into the 80s, or I'll look for a different target. Actually, right now, 60s would be my funded trade at the moment. Back up to the 60s. It may move in a minute, so we'll have to just play it by ear the farther we go on this morning. The Padeas account that we just signed up for yesterday, we're up 228. And this is the Padeas net. This is brand new. I talked about the Padeas account yesterday because they had a sale going on that you could pick a eval up for $8. It's a static account, but your drawdown is super small. You only get like $500 worth of drawdown. So if you're going to trade something like that, you got to trade with just a few micros. So since I made 228 today, now my drawdown's up to 728. So I'm thinking if we can make it to 1,000, we should be able to pass this thing. And you have to use Quantower. I'm not sure if any of you guys use Quantower here to trade. If I had a target to the downside, definitely 507. And that would be your AM low yesterday. If you go over and look at your AM lunchtime low starting at about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, that's your target, 507. I tried to take it down there a while ago to that level in that last short that we're in, but we got stopped out. So more likely we're heading to those 506. If we break through that, you should definitely get the 486 there. So we still have all these lows that we have not revisited from, I want to say last week. And we also have that gap from last Sunday, the 9th. Or is that from this Sunday? Wait, let's see. Okay, so this was the opening week gap from Sunday. So I don't know if we'll get down there. I mean, we could, but if we do, it probably won't be till after lunchtime because that's about a 300 point move. Whew. Did you stay in the green, Nestor? Are you still in the red from your big loss you said you had from that account? I know you said you were down like $2,900 on the account. Or did you get back in the green with that account? I wouldn't mind. Like if it goes down there, maybe bounces off the 500s. Maybe we can look for a long down there. Yeah, it'd be nice if we get that pullback. These are like the tough days to trade when you get that one big move at the opening of the market and the rest of the day is just garbage. Like the rest of the morning is just all garbage. Sometimes it's just best not even to trade this, to kind of just walk away and wait for the PM session. Ooh. Kind of need to get back above that whole number at the 600s. This could just be a trap pullback. Look at that thing, trapped the longs in there. Everybody thought that shit was going back up. It's like, no, and sold right back off. I think it needs those 504s here. Rerun these, rerun those one area. The London down at the PM session there. Or even the 448 is yesterday's low. Sometimes I've gotten burned. Sometimes I've gotten burned trying to take longs off this 500 level. I mean, we can try it with this eval with 2 micros, but we won't risk more than 40 bucks if we do. If it pushes back that far. So yesterday, the 11 o'clock was the pullback time. Not necessarily the 500, but the whole number. I've gotten burned a few times taking trades off the whole number because most time it bounces at the whole number. Let's see where that consolidation, top of that consolidation line is. Right there, pretty much where it bounced. If you look to the left where that AM and PM session was, there is a lot of candles in this area here. A lot of candles. I can't tell how many, but there's a lot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. About 14 candles in this area between 37 and the whole number. And we're about to have a new 1 hour candle here too. So maybe this is the reversal candle here. Maybe it'll be like a 50% pullback or something here. If you pull Fibonacci, 50% pullback is all the way up here at 600. $96. I don't like the longs unless we run those London, New York AM session lows. So I would like to see a push below the 500s or right there at the 500s. No, what do y'all? Kind of in the middle here. I don't know. It's very, very tempting to jump in this back above the 60s. I didn't know if we would at least have the 600 pullback. That's the 50% of this 1 hour candle. I'll pull this chart over so you can see. I couldn't pull the... Now, trades like this is like eval type trades. This isn't a funded type trade. Come on, give us the 507. This way we can have a bounce. Now, if we do take the 507, it's going to be an eval only trade, guys. This way, if this thing blasts through it. I wouldn't mind seeing it go about 3 points. 3 points past 507s and hit about that 500s. Or even into the 95s, then rip back up. That would be the ideal around a whole number. It's slowly grinding. So we just pretty much right there at the previous low at 30. That was the previous low from this push down. So just run the previous low. Now, like I said, if we take this trade, bounce off these 500s, it's going to be a eval trade only, no funded. I don't usually take these type of things on a funded account. And it still may take a lot to get through there because if you look to the left, there's a lot of candles here stacked around this area. So what's up, Yo-Yo? Thanks for the follow, Queen. So if you're just joining us, we are trading the NQ on the 5 minutes on Quantower charts. Most of the times I trade on Ninja, but we signed up for this new prop firm called Padea yesterday. And the only charts that I can trade them on is Quantower. And they have a few others, but Quantower Ninja is about the only charts I use. I would have really preferred to even have Trading View. I could even, or Trade-Evate. Trade-Evate. How you doing today, Not the Master? Have you taken any trades today, or are you just passing by? So let's see. For saying this. Oh goodness. Yeah, same here. We're just going to sit here and wait. Yeah, there's just not really a lot to do at the moment, Nestor. Just it's part of trading, being patient. Some people wait all day just to get one trade. Now, I'm only going to risk probably like 40 bucks here. If it goes below the 90, we'll probably kill this trade. I'm trying to think where that, man, that next low is all the way down at 86. So I may even use 86 as my kind of line in the sand here. There's the 7. Come on, look at there. It toyed with it, guys. It just toyed with it. $10 points off the rip. Come on, give us the 500s. We want it to sell through the 500s and put our order back above it, so that way it can pull back into it. Yeah, we could have that really good volume in November. Now, it could sell through right here, guys. This is eval only. All right. We got that first target. Well, it looks like this next one may get stopped out. We could also maybe do an 86 down there too. My runner got stopped out. All right, the next one's going to be 86 here. And that was the New York low from yesterday. That was the low of yesterday, sitting at what, 479, 486. So maybe we can look for a push through the 86 here and look for a long out of that area. Watch this thing just rip back up now. This thing's going to do me dirty. It's probably going to rip now. So at least the trade off the 500 did pay 20 points if you were able to hold. 30 points. There's the ripper. It's going to rip 30, 40 points. Especially if it rips through these wicks, guys. It should rip. If we can get through these wicks here, it should get a nice push. How dirty is this? Come on. Damn it. We should have kept our stop loss. We were playing it safe. Son of a bee. That's what I get for playing it too safe there, Nestor. I paper-handed that one bad. I think it's because I'm already up and I was just trying to hold on to my profit. Damn, 50-point ripper off that whole number. Did you hop in on that one, Nestor? Did you take the 500 bounce? Son of a bee. Man, this thing could go all the way back up to the 600s here, just because the pointer control is back up there at 595. It'd be nice if it gives us another opportunity and go down there and sweep those 86s that yesterday's opening low. Yeah, we're on the 5-minute charts. All we can do is sit here and watch now, guys. There's really no jumping back in. The entry should have been down there where we were already kind of long from, around these 500 levels. But I was hoping that this would make a quick push. And I was trying to keep from risking my profit. I'm still hopeful that we get a 86 pullback here. Get a pullback down below that 486, then rip back up. Yeah, Nestor, I used to trade on the 1 minute charts a lot, but I got myself into a lot of trouble trading on the 1 minutes because I would FOMO into a lot of like fake out trades. So the 5 minutes has been helping me a lot to keep from getting so many fake outs. So that's why we trade on the 5 minutes. It helps me be a little bit more patient. Yeah, well, for the longest, that's all I could possibly trade because I got so used to trading the 1 minute. But recently, I started just moving gradually over to the 5 minutes. And I feel like it's helped me a lot better trading on the 5 minutes. So, man, do we just keep on a ripping. Yeah, right now for a short, it would have to go all the way back up to the 600, 630s. It would be kind of in this range here. Now, if this can pull back to 50% of this candle at the 35-30 area, it may continue higher here. Because it just ran that 50% mark. Let's see. Sounds good, Nestor. Let's see what happens with this 9 EMA here. Where's your stop order in at, Believer? Above the high. So you're already in long? Oh, no. That's where your order is sitting at the highest. Woo, that's a long ways back up there. Kind of waiting to see what we're going to do with this 9 EMA. We got the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes sitting at 53. I was seeing what kind of resistance we get at this line. So there's the first hit pullback. So now let's see if the next one lets us go through it. think if we can push through these 50s, we may get a push up to the 90s here. There's the 50% of the candle pullback on the 5-minute there at the 30s. Oh. I'm just putting it right there with that 50% of that previous 5-minute candle. And this is just 2 micros. Hopefully we can at least get our 10 points and see what the runner does. Oh, it just barely tipped it, guys. Son of a bee. Come on. No, give us at least a first hit. I don't care about what happens with the second one. Ah, dang it. Oh, that was so dirty. We hit there right at it, too, for our first 10 points. There we go. Second push. Second push should get us. Come on. Push. All right, first target. We're gonna go close to break even just in case. That's the way we don't lose our profit. There we go. This baby's running now. Whew. So we're targeting that 21 EMA on the 5 minutes. And right now that's sitting at 91, so we're going to shoot for 80. There's a lot of wicks in here, so I'm thinking it's going to take a lot to get through this. Come on, 21. Your stop order just got filled? Come on, 20 more points, baby. 20 more points. That's all we're asking, Nasty Nas. Go up there and touch your buddy, the 21 EMA. Ten more points. 10 more points. I'm going to start following up because I don't want to lose all the points. So in case it just gets stopped, we can at least take 20 points out of this. Boner candle right here, guys. Just boner candle. 40-point boner candle. Just a little bit more. It's right there at it. Touch your touch it. No, it just wicked it. I hate when it does that shit. Oh, that's so dirty. I swear Quad Tower does that more than any other charts I've ever traded on. It's like they'll just go up there, just barely touch it and pull back. Oh, there we go. Boom. Nice. Nice. All right, watch out for that 90 reversal here. All right, pretty good day so far on this brand new eval. We're up 334 today, net P&L. I'm still looking for another funded trade, and I may take one if we can push up into the 600s. Look at there. Touch that 21 EMA on the dot, guys. Let me get that 21 on the 5 minutes here. All right, so if you're over here, let's see, I'm gonna switch this count. So basically what it is, you see this right here, hits the 9, it pulls back and it can continue lower. Then by the time it starts getting close to that 9 EMA, that's kind of where I got long at. Now this could easily blast through. I'm not sure if this 28 will be the better target or the 42 here. Oh, you haven't used the EMAs in a long time. I mainly use them for eval trades, believer. I take eval trades off the EMAs. And we may even let this go up to 42. You do the 50, 100, 200. Yeah, I was doing a lot. I did have the, well, yeah, this purple line is my 200. And I want to say the white one's either the 50 or the 100. I would need to look. I feel like the white is usually my 50 EMA. So we'll risk $40 or $50 on this next setup here. I'm hoping at least get a 10, 20 point pullback. Then if it gets back above the 40s or 40s here, we'll look for a long. Oh, the EMAs, yeah. The mustard ketchup mayonnaise going on, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. I've never heard it like that. That's pretty good. You can use that. It's like we got the mustard, mayonnaise, and ketchup on the charts there. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. I closed. Oh, come on. Let me close out this. I don't want it to. It'd have been nice if that was my entry where we just pop back down 20, 30 points. Ooh, that's definitely a bullish type setup. It's kind of like the way we're getting these bear setups, the same exact setup. Strong bullish candle, small green candle, then it just continues selling off. So it could just go straight up from here. Like I said, 42 is going to be my line in the sand here, guys. Because back above 43, we'll be looking for longs. How you doing today, Francisco? Any trades this morning, or are you just passing by? Because I wonder if this is where basically we're just going to end up just running the highs again back up at 700. Uh-oh. Like I said, this is pretty low risk. Like I said, the most that we're probably going to be risking is 40, 50 bucks. And for some reason, we print above this 40 level. We may look for a long and see if we can take this thing all the way back up to the 700s, 800s. Oh, you're thinking that the sellers are exhausted. I'm just going to be looking for a quick 10 to 20 points if we get the hit. It's going to be one of those deals. I'm just going to look for my 10 points and a runner. Man, Nestor, I wish I would have held my 500 bounce, man. 100-point move from off my original entry down at the 500s. I almost feel like it's safer to probably wait for it to get above the 43s. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the if it starts looking fairly bullish, we may just, like I said, come in from the backside and wait and see if we get the bounce. Buy time. I don't like the long unless we get back above the 40 area. Oh, I missed the inside bar today, guys. Look, inside bar paid again today. We missed it. Inside first bar, look, did have a little bit of pullback, but it sold down 40, almost 50 or 40 points on the inside bar. What's up, Pete? This one is MNQ. It's just micros. We're trading fairly small accounts. Most of the time our accounts are like the 25,000 to 50,000. So if we do decide to go mini, it's just 10 micros, and that way we can kind of take off. Yeah, I was looking for a short here if we pushed up to the 27, but my stop, the max that I'm probably willing to lose on this is probably going to be about 40 or 50 bucks because I don't really want it back above the 40s. Because 40s is my long indicator, is where I want to go in long, back above 40. I wish I was able to hold on to my long. We got long around 507, and I ended up paper handing the trade, and I didn't hold it my runner. I was trying to hold on to my profit and pretty much just got stopped out for holding on, going to break even too fast. But this is also heading into the lunch hour. We're only, 15 minutes from lunch. So most of the time I try not to even take trades during this time of the day. But we're going to try to hold on to see if we can get back above the 40s here for long. And also there's 3-star news today at 1 o'clock if for some reason you're in your trade around 1. So, excuse me. Woo. Now, if we run all the way back down, we could get another bounce off of that 86. Or you can play this one as a 3-candle pullback on the 5 minutes and possibly hop in long. But only way I would do this is on an eval. I wouldn't do this on my funded account. Looks like the bears are taking back over. If you look at the volume profile, it's nothing, pretty much mostly red. The bears are still taking back over. Then we could possibly, like I said, look for that trade down to 86. That's the low of the AM session yesterday. Right now, if you're just joining us, we're like I said, we got small profit in our fundeds. With our eval, we're up 334. Overall 380, but time you add in fees, so about 30-40 bucks in fees. So a nice first day to starting out with this Perdeus account. Wow. Man, the buyers came back in. I mean, the sellers come back in hard, Nestor. Boom. Nice 100-point trade, though, if you'd have held that 500 level off of that AM session. We can see what happens at the 85 here. Do we blast through that 85 or do we get a bounce here? But man, that looks super, super bullish. I mean, bearish at the moment. All right, let's see what happens at the 86 level. Just be careful. You don't want this stuff just to blast through and you get trapped in this thing. It's trying to push. It didn't push it. Damn it. It didn't really get to where I was hoping it would get. I mean, it bounced back up freaking 25 points off of that level. It looks like it got to like 85, 87. It just didn't dip below that 86 area. Dude, what another rip out of that area. Man, I just, like I said, just could not get in it. Let's see. Maybe if the 30s hold, it could move back down. That's the bottom of that. That's the bottom of your AM low. Well, we're pushing back into the AM session. Still got about 2 minutes left on this candle. That 32. Just being patient here. Didn't know if that 32 was going to hold. That's the bottom of that AM low. And I didn't know if we'd take out some of these previous lows or that opening week gap down at the bottom. Let's kind of wait and see if that 32 level is going to hold. New candle. Right now, the bottom of that AM session is kind of holding. Just being patient, guys. I just couldn't jump in. Kind of hit that little trend line there. $32 is kind of your line in the sand here. So if we can't hold that 32, we're going to be moving back up. Looks like all red's coming in. So the bottom of that 32, what it is, that's the low of your AM New York AM session. And we're about 1 minute away for the lunch hour. How's your day been, Chris? Did get a little bear flag right here. We're still hovering around that 32 level. Remember, guys, that's kind of like the line in the sand here. This is also the lunch hour. This is 12 o'clock. So this is usually a no trade time for me. A lot of times I don't trade during the lunch hour. All right, here we go. Are we going to pop this or not? Thanks for the likes, guys. You want to see this break the 20 if this is going to be like the kind of like a bear flag setup. And these type of trades that I do take, these kind are just eval only. These type of setups. So haven't really had a funded setup so far today. Man, this thing just won't pop it. We still got one more hour left before we got 3-star news at 1 o'clock today. Woo, that 32, man. Like I said, back above 32, we should push. That's kind of our line in the sand here. All right, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle. Let's see what happens with this next new 5-minute candle. I'm gonna try it. So this is not a setup, guys. It could come back and stops us out. This is just a I think trade. I don't really recommend taking this on anything that you care about. This is my cheap $8 account that I bought yesterday that we're being a little aggressive on. So we're just going to risk a little bit of this profit. So I just want to make sure you guys know that, because I don't want nobody jumping into like these more riskier trades. Now, if you got like a cheap eval, that's one thing. Like I said, this is a $8 eval. So super cheap eval. You don't get too much cheaper than that. If I hit that first target, we're going to go to break even. All right. Let's see if we can run the highs up there at 606 on this candle. Yeah, well, funded trades, we're still sitting on funded trades. I still want to take a funded trade. I almost need to wait for a long. I feel like that's what I'm going to do for the funded trade, is wait for that long setup. If we can print above the 600s here, I may look for a long back up to the AM highs all the way up there at 766. All right, so that was going to be probably my last eval trade of the day. All right, so we are up 347 or 396 on this new $8 eval. This is with why do I always forget the name of this freaking prop firm? Perdeus. Yeah, Perdeus. It's a Britain prop firm. They're out of the UK. Or Europe somewhere. They're in Europe. Nestor, what prop firm did you say you were trading with? I feel like you told me yesterday, but I can't remember which one you said it was. No. What you trade on TradingView, but what prop firm do you use? Are you using your real money, Nestor? Apex, okay. That's where most of my four funded accounts are with Apex, and one with Bulanox. My Apex account, we only made 29 bucks today. So I wish I would have been able to get in that short at the, what, 8:56 this morning or wherever I had my line drawn, but it went down so fast that I didn't even have time to react, man. It was just like straight down. Oh, use Take Profit too. That's who I really would like to have an account with, is Take Profit. But man, I messed up my account Monday on Take Profit. I would really like to get one of those prop firms that does daily payouts. That would be the better of the ones there. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, but I may just leave my stuff signed in just because hopefully we'll watch the charts as soon as we start getting up there towards our long. We either take a long or short off of the 20s or 30s, or we may wait for us to break above the what is it? Above like the 40s and 50s and look for a long. Now this is in the 600s, up above 625, above like 640 range. We may try to look for a long up there. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't mind sitting here. I'm just going to go grab like something to drink. It's not like I have anything to do until this evening. It's kind of chilly outside here at the moment, so it's nothing really to do outside. This could be also a 5-minute reversal to two, where you get that 5-minute trend line break, and that evening in the evenings where it usually goes up a couple hundred points. What, first legs at 600s? Let me see if I can change this. All right, we'll be right back. Man, guys, it still looks like we're just chopping. This is lunchtime chop. It's just best to stay out of this garbage. You don't want to get chopped up. I hadn't moved for a few minutes, and this stuff's still just kind of consolidating. I'm really hoping for the move back up. Ooh, got to sneeze. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, kind of stuck here in the... I was really hoping that we would run back up to the highs and take out this New York AM session highs here. Kind of did the same thing yesterday. You just kind of have to be patient and wait on it. So even if we don't find another good trade today, I'm okay with the results. The only thing that I hate that we didn't make is we didn't really make any good money on our funded account today. We're only up 30 bucks on the funded, so unfortunately we got stopped out. And for the eval, we are up 347 or 396 total, but I was trading micro, so we got hit with a lot of fees. Dude, that 500 level has been a wall. That thing's been offered 2 great trades of 80 points. How are you doing today, professional trades? How was your morning been? Most of the times I'm usually off the charts by now, but I'm trying to be more patient and wait for that lunchtime reversal, because a lot of times after lunch we get a nice reversal at the end of the day. It's just most time I'm not on here to catch it. Okay. So if you go over to that hourly chart here, man, we still might be able to get a trade off that 27. There's a lot sitting right there. If you look at your hourly chart, because you got what, 1, 2, 3, 3 candles here. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is the lunchtime chop. So most of the time between 12 and about 1:30, this is pretty normal price action. Not every day, but for most part this is. So there's really not anything to do here but just watch charts. I mean, watch chop. This is like the most boring part of the day. I mean, this is a pretty good sized 5-minute trend line here. You would think that we're getting ready to just pop. It's a big old bear flag or bull flag. For anybody that likes trading flags. I know I missed the first inside bar today. If someone's new to trading and you're looking for a simple entry to take that's pretty much just mechanical, that first 5-minute inside bar. So that first 5-minute inside bar happened at 10 o'clock this morning. And that's what these purple bars you see on my screen are. So this is the very first one. I usually look for 10 points and runners. So it looks like the initial push down paid what, 20, roughly about 15 points. Not quite 20, about 15. Then you would have to live through a little bit of drawdown, but most of the time it'll continue. I mean, look how the second candle ended up selling off freaking close to what, 50, 70, 80 points. And I think that thing's been winning every day this week. It's usually like a 3 for 5 or 4 for 5 setup. Most of the time it'll win 3 to 4 times a week. I've only seen it have like one bad week, probably in the last about at least last 3 or 4 months. The hard part is remembering it because a lot of times I forget about it. That's why I have this indicator on my charts so it shows the inside bars. But I only do the very first one from the opening. I don't take all the inside bars, just the very first one. We still like the longs if we can print on the 5-minute back above the 45. So that's kind of where our long setup is sitting. And we may try a short out of that area too, depending on what the market's doing once it gets up there. So we got to sit here, just kind of be patient and wait. So I use this one indicator called ICT kill zones. This is the one where I use once it starts turning yellow. A lot of times we don't usually trade during the New York lunch hour. Thank you for the follow. I mean, we did break that 5-minute trend line, but that hasn't been as well, hadn't really been that great. So you would look for a push up to your first leg at the 600, be your first target. Then your last target would be up there at 659. If you like to trade those type of setups. Yeah, if you're joining us just now, just want to let you know that a lot of times we don't take trades during the lunch hour. And also, if you are in an entry, just be careful that we do have a news play in about 25 minutes. And that's, I think, the 10-year auction note. It's usually not a big mover, though. You just usually get a little whipsaw move type. It's nothing that'll move the market a lot. At least in most cases, it doesn't. Uh-oh, get the charts back up here. So if I did take the short off of 28, I will try it short at 28 if we make it up there. So if you go over and look at your hourly candle, this is based off the hourly candle. Then anything above 41 is a dead trade. So that 41 is my line in the sand here. We're back at the point of control, which is at 595, 594. I almost want to take it on my eval too. Hell, just never know. Let's see here. All right, like I said, anything above 40, we will kill this trade. And if it pushes up and misses our trade, we will take it off. So if it pushes up and just barely misses us, we will take it off. Because we don't like the second entry. Point of control is back down at 592. That's kind of what we're hoping for, is we can get tagged in somewhere in this area, then have that pull back into the whole number. See, I hate that it pushed up and just kind of missed us by like 5 or 6 points. Okay, so this is a new candle. I hate these new candles when they pop so top here. Like I said, the line in the sand is 40 here, so risking about 14 points with 2 micros. Then we will just look for longs if we get above 40. Oh, don't miss us. This is kind of what I'm talking about. It could just miss us. Dude, no, you didn't. Fuck. There we go. We're going to go to break even fairly fast on this. This way it's like a free trade basically, because it needs to be pretty instant. This way, if it comes back and stops us out, because we got another level sitting up there at 40 that I wasn't sure if we would go to that 40. So there's your first hit. So you should be able to at least get a quick 10 points. And I'm hoping it pulls all the way back and retests the whole number here. So, and that would be for your runner. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything for the runner here, guys. Come on. Oh, did my runner? Oh, yeah, my runner got stopped out over on that account. I'm also short over on my eval too. So I was trying to watch both of them. Come on. Either way, it's a free trade no matter what happens. I just would like to see the 500, like maybe another retest of the 600 here. And that'd be like a nice 20-point trade. Nice. All right, nice setup, guys. Been waiting on that one for quite a while, that 27, 28 area. We brought it up quite a few times. I didn't get as much as I wanted on my funded account because that was my funded trade. And like I said, I shouldn't have been trying to juggle two different trades at the same time. Kind of cost me, I feel. So that would have been a nice, almost 30-point move. So most time, this thing had multiple things working for it. So if you go over to the hourly chart, this is where this level came from. It's not like, oh, I think it's going to go here, but it's on the hourly chart. See these 3 candles on the hourly chart? Actually 4 if you go up to 40, but you had 1, 2, 3 hourly candles sitting there at 28. So that's where we took that trade off of, was those bottom 3 hourly candles. I just have an indicator that marks it out for me. This way I don't have to think about it. I just know exactly where they're at. And I can look on the charts too. I just line it up, look at the charts like, okay, I can see why we're going short there because of these 3 hourly candles. Now for a long, we would look for a print on the 5-minute back above 40, back above 640. Then hopefully we could run that AM high back up there at 780. I mean, that would be nice to catch something like that because that would be like a 100-point move. Look, we went all the way back to the point of control, back to 592. Here you go. I'll pull it up there so you can see it easier. So point of control on my charts, this yellow line here, this is a volume profile chart, and it just has the point of control kind of in it. As you can see, that's where most of the volume is at between the buyers and sellers. So most of the time, if you can hit a level, most of the time that's going to be your magnet. It always tries to make its way back to the point of control, just because that's where all your orders are sitting. And also, we like to use the ICT kill zones for targets. So if you're able to find a good long here, I would love to have a runner to fill in this big old gap all the way back up to 780. I just don't know how be a good way to enter this to without, having to sit through drawdown or something, unless you just kind of took it off that 600 level and use that 600 as your stop loss, using that as your, the whole number. But I don't know. I got burned on whole number last Friday or Thursday. But it was early morning though. But I think during the evenings, it's probably a little bit more, what do you want to call it? A little bit more resistance. It'll hold a little bit. It'll bounce a little bit more, or like hold support. I hate that I left another, 10 points on the table here, but I wasn't sure if we would get any farther than that 90 or so back down past point of control. And I hate that I left more money on the table for my fundeds because we only made $50 on the funded account. So didn't make crap for the funded. The eval, we made $406 today. So a nice start out with this new $8 account. Perdeus, I don't know if anybody's ever used Perdeus. They're a European company. And they were giving out $8 evals, and their rules are similar to the old school Apex, where once you get to $1,600, you can take payouts, or you can take most of the buffer out. I'm probably going to be done trading for the morning. We've taken quite a bit of trades. We've had a lot of nice trades, but we also left a lot on the table today. I missed my short this morning. So pre-market, I had my short set up for 56 here. Let's see if we can mark it out here. And I'll show you what happened. The reason why I didn't take it, because the market was moving so fast that I was scared to jump in, because I didn't want to like get trapped in a sell-off, and we're going into that 50 level and we rip back up to the 400. So all I can do is just sit there and watch. I had this marked out to take this morning, but there was just nothing I can do. My two targets was long back above 90 and short below 56. And as you can see, we haven't even been back to 56. It's just been a sell fest all day until we got into this choppy mess here. So that was what I was trying to make my funded trade this morning, but we missed it completely. So we had to kind of sit on the sidelines quite a bit this morning, because it's so hard to jump in these bearish or even bullish candles, because you're just worried about if you jump in them, it's just going to just rip back up and just rip your face off. And that's usually what happens. You know, when you don't join it, it keeps going. And when you do join it, it goes straight back up or go in the opposite direction. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and everyone have a good evening. Good luck if you're still trading the rest of this evening. Just a final reminder that we do have 3-star news at 1 o'clock today. And that's the 10-year note auction. And usually about 2 minutes after the hour, you'll get the bump. Thank everybody for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock today. Let me double check that real quick. I might have been looking at yesterday, but I thought it was today. I just go to investing.com for news. Sorry about the white screen. It's a little bright whenever got the white background here. So anyway, investing.com, tools, economic calendar, and just stroll down and see, look for, if you're, whatever country you're in, just look for your flag. So right now, mostly during the daytime, it's going to be the US news. So in 8 minutes, you have 10-year note auction. And it's not a big like 3-star news, but there is a little bump. So you could get wicked out, depending on how heavy you are. If you're in a mini or a couple minis or something, and you're on like a 25K or a 50K, this thing can easily whip 30, 40 points. And that's a lot for a mini or two. So just be aware of it if you are in a trade. So it's nothing worse than getting destroyed on a news play that you didn't know was coming. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you don't mind subscribing. And we'll be back tomorrow morning. Thank you guys.